I've never told anyone this before because I didn't want to change the way that people see me, to negatively affect the way people view me. I guess my life hasn't always been easy, hasn't always been happy days and full of smiles. A lot of the things that I experienced in my childhood still negatively affect me today. I try not to let them, but some trauma you just can't undo. And for me, mean girls and dealing with them, I guess, is one of them. Ever since I was old enough to start going to school, I was pretty peculiar. I wasn't like the rest of the kids. I wasn't always shy. I was very outgoing. But when I say I wasn't like the other kids, I mean that I was obnoxious at times. I could be a bit much. So just by default, I guess it made me the class clown every single year in every single school that I went to. Not too many boys liked me, and I guess the girls didn't either, but for different reasons. I was more friends with guys. I wasn't like one of those pick-me girls who wanted to be friends with the boys because I wanted them to like me. I mean, I guess sometimes that was it, but for the most part, I just was being myself. But no matter where I went, for years, girls, they'd pick at me about every little thing, about the clothes that I wore, the way I talked, the way I carried myself. The friends that I would make, one thing that was also common is I try to make and form these little girl bands, and we'd perform at recess every day. After school, I'd go home and I'd learn like dance routines from my favorite bands. I'd type up and print out lyrics of my favorite songs. I'd even write a few songs of my own. You know, I've been writing music since I was 10. Anyway, I'd form these bands and I'd give them the lyrics to the songs and I'd teach them the moves myself. And at recess, we would perform. Very rarely did it ever go the way I wanted it to. I remember once we got on this little ledge. It was about 4 or 5 of us, and we were doing our whole little concert bit at recess, and a bunch of kids came over and they were like cheering and singing and dancing along. That was like the only time that it went well. Usually we got laughed at, and I always got picked on. It was always mostly me because I was the leader, I guess. I always organized these things. Just before I started middle school, the bullying started to get really bad. I've been depressed for so long that I can't even tell you when it started. They say sticks and stones can break your bones, but words, yeah, no, words hurt like hell. I've never been in a fight, but things that people have said have scarred me for life. When people say things that aren't so nice, it gets to you. It can really do damage. I know that. When we first started dating, I was scared. I wasn't scared that you'd hurt me, but I was scared about what other people would say. Not necessarily what they would think, because I could care less. I'm in love with you. You're the best thing to ever happen to me. And I'm gonna marry you someday. But people can be cruel. And I know you're not used to this. Being in the limelight, I guess. And it can be shocking and overwhelming, because just as much as you get so many really nice people who love and adore you, there's also people who are very jealous, very mean-spirited, butt-hurt assholes. What they were saying on that live, I'm sorry. I didn't want to expose you to that kind of thing, but I know how much it means to you that I don't want to keep you a secret. And I know it means a lot to you that I don't keep you a secret. Nor would I ever want to. It's just, I didn't want things like this to happen. It's not true. You know, you are beautiful. You are kind and amazing, and you're so special. And I know you've been hurt before. I know life has had its times where it's been cruel to you too. But you're worth so much. So much. And I want nothing more than to give you the world. Hell, I wish I could give you outer space too, but I try my best. And I really try to protect you, because I don't like when people mess with the things that I love, the people that I love. When people mess with you. There's no one else on the face of this earth who could ever make me feel the way that you make me feel. And I need you to trust me and understand that. I know it's easy for people to say, ignore the hate, ignore the mean, rude comments, but I know it's not that simple. But just please try to remember that they want what you have. They want something that completely belongs to you and will only ever belong to you. Me. I'm yours. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay? There it is. My favorite smile in the whole world. You know, you're really beautiful under the moonlight. I didn't say you weren't beautiful in every lighting. You're even stunning when I can't see you, so pitch black darkness, still gorgeous. Hey, I love you. Come here. What do you say we go back home and ice cream in a movie? Yes, see, this is why you're my favorite. Come on.